Hi friends! Today I'm going to teach you how to make a super fancy sunset painting. Before you get started, there's a couple things you'll need, like one piece of black paper, one piece of white paper, watercolors and a paintbrush, a pencil, a small cup of water, some scissors, the safe kind, and some paper towels. The first thing we're going to do is to create the foreground. The foreground is the front of a drawing or a piece of artwork. For us, that'll be our black piece of paper. You can make a city like me or something more natural like a cactus or some plants. The first thing that you're going to need to make your foreground is your black piece of paper. You're going to take your black paper and a pencil and draw an outline of something on the paper. I like to use a pencil because it's easy to see, but you can erase it if you make a mistake. To make mine, I looked at a picture online of an outline of New York City and the buildings to give me a rough idea of how I wanted my foreground to look. You can do something similar and pick any city that you want and find its skyline, or you can do plants, trees, houses, anything that you think is interesting. You're going to want to press down pretty hard with your pencil so that you can see the pencil lines. We're going to cut this part out after we draw it. Take your time, go nice and slow. You could even ask a mom or dad to help you out with this. I did mine just by drawing it with my hand, but if you'd like to make it more precise or more careful, you could also use a ruler for this part. After your outline is done, you can put your pencil aside and grab your scissors. This is the trickiest part of our project, so you might want a mom or dad to help you. We're going to cut all the way around our outline so that we can separate the top part from the bottom and just use the bottom portion for our artwork. You're not going to need the top at all, so if you need to cut out or take pieces of that off to make it easier to cut, you can do that. You can see that I do that in my speeded up version. I cut off a big chunk to make it easy for me to reach the rest of it. This next part is my favorite because you really can't make a mistake with this one. You're going to take your watercolors and paint big, crazy stripes and blobs of color all the way across your paper. You can look at pictures of sunset online to get an idea of some of the colors that you want, or truly you can use any colors that are your favorite or that you want to use. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so you can see what this looks like. It takes a little bit of time to get all of those colors on the paper, but it's super fun to be able to kind of scribble back and forth with your paintbrush and use any colors you want. If you make a spill or a mistake, I know I made a little spill, you can just clean it up. It's not going to hurt your picture at all. In fact, it'll probably make your colors blend together a little bit more. So no mistakes, just have fun with it. This next part for me is the worst. You're going to want to wait about 20 minutes for your paper to dry, otherwise the glue isn't going to stick to it. Our last step is going to be to glue our black paper onto our sunset paper. So you can put your white paper aside, your colored paper, take your black paper out, whether you have plants or buildings, get your glue stick ready. I like to put my glue on the side that has the pencil, so that when I stick my paper to my black paper to the colored paper, I'm not going to see any of those pencil lines and my cutting is going to look really nice, neat, and clean. So go ahead and cover your paper with glue all the way up the edges. Make sure you get all the way to the top of any buildings or trees that you have so that it sticks all the way up. If the top isn't sticky enough, it's going to peel down and it could rip really easily. You're going to have to be pretty careful with this part also so that you don't rip your paper, especially where it's skinny down at the bottom. Now, take your rainbow paper back, your sunset paper, flip the glue side down, line it up at the bottom really carefully, and then go ahead and press down so that glue sticks onto your sunset page. Same thing, make sure you press down those tall buildings so they don't rip or fold or peel off. Ta-da! Good job. The very last thing we have to do is add details. You could add things like a moon and stars, birds, or even a UFO if that's what you would like to have in your drawing. I'm gonna add a little bit of everything. You can add whatever you want. I hope you enjoy your beautiful sunset painting. I'm really proud of all of you. Now, you could stick it to your fridge or mail it to a friend or give it to a fancy dog, whatever you would like to do with your drawing. Thanks for watching, everybody. Love you guys.